Have you ever wondered what makes people capable of creating changes that impact their lives and the world around them? What is their way of thinking, their mentality, their patterns, their perceptions of the world, their reactions to different life events? What influences them? My name is Cristina Pujol, and I invite you to join me in this adventure where we will explore together the mind of change makers.
We are coming to the end of the year, and what do we usually do for New Year? New Year's resolutions, of course. How are you doing with your resolutions? Studies show that people who set New Year's resolutions don't actually keep them. In fact, of the 40% of Americans who make New Year's resolutions, only 9% stick to them. And here's the kicker. Research can even predict which day you will miss your New Year's goals. Can you guess? Strava, an American internet service for tracking physical exercise, documented more than 800 million user-logged activities in 2019 and found that most people throw in the towel on drums. January 19th. January 19th, we don't even make the month, which Strava succinctly calls the quit day. That's the day that we all, not all, but most of the people throw in the towel. I can't believe we even make a month out of our resolutions. This means that for most of us, the new year is simply a new beginning of old habits. Even if we have the best intentions in making a resolution and perhaps spend the first few weeks killing it, eventually our old patterns will resurface and we are back to square one, or more or less the same as last year. Same old, same old. Only now we're also left with the guilt and the frustration for not following through and not moving forward. So despite our best intentions, why is it so hard to stick to resolutions and to goals? Most people blame it to lack of time, lack of resources, or lack of motivations for not following through on their resolutions after starting. But here is a more detailed list of the main reasons as the research shows. Setting unrealistic goals, lack of a support system, not follow-up or a review system, lack of planning, self-doubt, unclear goals, limiting beliefs, no emotional connection to the goals. Einstein once said, "We cannot solve a problem at the level of consciousness that created it." This is very true and can be applied to setting new goals and making life changes. Sustainable change outside of yourself will not happen unless you first change aspects inside yourself so that you can attract and keep what you want in your personal and professional life. In the end, it's an inside job that is required to maintain your definition of great happiness and success. We can take all the well-advised steps in the world, make all the big plans, describe all the new resolutions in detail, but without cultivating the positive and empowering beliefs and behaviors that build a solid foundation for success, it will still be very difficult to achieve your most exciting goals. So I invite you to set as one of your New Year's resolutions to cultivate those positive and empowering beliefs about yourself, turn them into a habit, and heal some of past wounds that don't serve you and that are actually working as a limiting ceiling for your growth. Make self-care a habit of this new year 2023. As you know, change is always happening. It's inevitable. So we must learn to take the blows and focus on the area we have control over, which is ourselves. We cannot control the outside world, so focus on what you can control. And what are some tools to accomplish that? One of the ones that I repeat over and over is breath work. Breathe deeply. I encourage you to find a practice. There are many breathing techniques out there, so find a practice that you can stick with that helps you to develop a breathing pattern that helps you to calm down, to connect with yourself. There are many breathing techniques to try, so find one that you will stick with as a practice, as a daily practice, depending also on what you want. There's many types of breathing techniques, so find the appropriate one for whatever you want to accomplish. I encourage you to start, if you don't actually do it at the moment, you've never done it before, try the box breathing. The box breathing is one where you inhale for a count, like four counts, then you hold the breath for 4 counts, you exhale for 4 counts, and then you hold that for 4 counts. It can be 4, it can be 5, and start doing that, maybe just a minute, and build that up until you can reach 20 minutes. Yes, 20 minutes. You will find all the benefits. They're so amazing. And we're gonna do another episode about breath work. Another thing you can do, another tool to accomplish gaining focus on yourself, is mindfulness. Practice mindfulness by sitting down and examining your thoughts without judgment and without wanting to not think. Not thinking is not possible. That's what your brain does. It thinks. So don't expect to have a blank mind. Just see your thoughts just drifting away without any judgment. Use visualization to develop a positive image of yourself in the future, and set micro goals for yourself. And we'll talk a little bit more about these later on this episode. Now, what will be a process to set up your New Year's resolutions that can help you to stick with them and not quit on the 19th of January? Find a quiet place where you're not disturbed or distracted, a place that you like. Put on music that inspires you. Do some breathing or meditation to connect yourself. Pour yourself a drink that makes you feel at ease. Connect with your body, relax your mind so you can truly start a process that comes from within and not from outside. Feel your body and its rhythm. First, do a year-end review. You may want to take inventory of the previous year and see what went well, what was a challenge, and you can do several exercises or rituals that can help you review your year. First, give thanks for all the things you remember, both good and challenging, in writing. Remember how much you have learned and achieved. Sometimes we forget many things that we have achieved because once we accomplish, we're looking to the next thing, and we don't take the time to acknowledge ourselves for everything that we have accomplished. Make peace with your failures, your challenges, and your enemies. And these failures is in quotes, because every failure can be an amazing learning experience. Make a concrete list of all the places life has taken you in the last year that you didn't expect, and let it serve as a reminder that next year will likely be full of surprises too. But also check, how did you manage them? And what can you learn from that? And what can you change or apply to the future? Second is identify what you want to change. And unless you already have that really clear in your mind and in paper or in some form of writing, look at all the areas of your life. What are the key themes you want to expand and focus on in the coming year? And for what desired results? Review all the areas: health, beauty, intellectual, emotional, character, spiritual, love, relationships, children, social, career, financial, quality of life, view of life. Another way of classifying this can be career and business, money and finance, health and beauty, romantic life, family and friends, personal growth, spiritual development, recreation and fun, personal development. There are two Americans, John and Missy Butcher, who has an amazing exercise, the Life Book, which I truly recommend. I did it in the past and I review it every year. And it's a wonderful exercise where you go through 12 areas and in depth so that you can design your life. Some New Year's resolution ideas, which I'm sure you have a lot of them, but here are some others, is get fit, eat healthier. Those are very common, but that we quit on the 19th of January. So be specific about what exactly that means to you. Getting quality sleep, which is the foundation of our health. Detox your body. Manage your time effectively. Make more money. How much? Be very specific. Change workplace. Cultivate your intellect, eliminate stress from your life. How does that look in your life? Learn a new skill, improve your communication skills, expand your network, increase the passion in your relationships, spend more time with family, travel to new places. Set a specific and challenging goals. Clarity is power. Clarity gives you energy. Clarity gives you momentum. Clarity gives you direction. I can't say this enough. Be as clear and as specific as possible. Research found that when people follow these two principles of setting specific and challenging goals, they lead to higher performance 90% of the time. The more specific and challenging your goals are, the easier it will be to walk or run toward them, and the greater your motivation to achieve them. Set goals that you want to achieve with relentless drive and passion. I love the 4 questions that John and Missy have you answer to make sure your vision is compelling enough. These are 4 powerful questions that will reveal if your vision is clear enough and has a solid foundation to make it a reality. These questions are: when I look at my goals, am I asking enough of myself? I love this question because sometimes we go and we ask and we set goals that are in our comfort zone and don't stretch or expand ourselves enough. So you have to feel a little bit of butterflies in the stomach when you set goals. They have to make you a little bit uncomfortable. You have immense potential. Are you planning to realize that potential? Are your goals achievable, or are you asking too much of yourself? This is also the opposite of the first question, and it's also important to see that you're not making an unrealistic goal that you're going to drop in the way. As you look at your goals, are you willing to pay the price to achieve them? This question is also key, as so many want to achieve goals but do not want to pay any price for reaching them and give up at the first toll. And the last question is, will your goals, your vision of life, make you truly happy? And not only getting them, but also the process of getting them. It's not only about the destination, but it's also about the journey. These are powerful questions that will help you refine your goals. Other questions you can ask yourself are, when bumps come your way, will you do what it takes to keep going? How badly do you want it? Who holds you responsible until the end? Is your heart really in it from the start? What will life be like once you complete the goal? In the end, will it be worth it? Once you have clarity, the third thing is get a support system. We are all bound to procrastinate or lose motivation. So to counteract these unproductive behaviors, your chances of reaching a specific goal are greatly increased by receiving frequent feedback that will keep you on track. Successful goal achievers benefit greatly from the feedback and accountability of trusted coaches, trainers, or friends. They surround themselves with those who will support them on their journey. The fourth point is focus on smaller goals to reach your big goal. To reach a big goal this year, work on several smaller parts to complete that big goal. Focus on taking down one small chunk at a time and then move on to the next. As you break the big goal down into smaller parts, each of those parts should have its own deadlines. For example, if your big goal is one that will take many months or a whole year to achieve, or more than a year, take action now by setting realistic target dates to reach your goals in the immediate future. In other words, find something you can do this week to start taking some kind of action now for next week or the next month. If the main goal is to save money, for example, make a budget for this week, for the following week, for the whole month. If it is to lose weight, develop a plan to commit to losing 2 pounds the following week, or 3, or 1. Shift your focus to daily practices that you can do right now and that you can track easily. Great planning is always required for a good implementation. It's more realistic if you plan your action steps around the resolution, break them down into smaller parts, and schedule them on your calendar. If it's not in the calendar, it won't happen. Weekly goals and small plans create a sense of accomplishment instead of, oh, I still have all of that to do, and there's a big chunk, and you look at it and it's so complex that you don't want to do it. Plan, but then be flexible to change your plans because, as we said and stated before, unexpected things will happen and you have to be ready to shift. If you need help or want support with any of these processes of setting goals, resolutions, gaining clarity, working to release old blocks or limiting beliefs, please don't hesitate to reach out. I always leave my information in the notes and you can always find me on all the social media. I wish you the best for the coming year. And if you're listening to this at any other time, make sure that you are sticking to your resolutions that come from you, within you, not from outside, and that it truly connects with you, with your wishes, with how you want to build your life. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Thank you for a full year of wonderful times, for coming with me on this journey of exploration of Change Maker's mind. I wish you the best. I send you many kisses. And as you know, you can support at zero cost this podcast by subscribing in any or all of the platforms, sharing it with family, with friends, and writing a review if you think we deserve it in Apple Podcasts, where you can also leave us 5-star. And if you want to help us and support us at another level, we have an account at patreon.com, patreon.com/change makers. Thank you for this wonderful journey. Thank you for listening, and we will go on next year with a lot more. So sending you big kisses and hugs to you, Change Maker.